What's up, guys? It's Rav. I'm excited to talk about Icon. So, talk about a run. This one just got out of ICO and has already cracked the top 15 in market cap. What's all the hype about? Can it keep going? Is it really the Samsung of blockchains? Yeah, Icon is another platform project, but it's one that has some interesting features and so-called third generation of blockchains that set it apart from its competitors, Ethereum, Qtum, or Neo. Basically, we're starting to see enterprise adoption of blockchain technology, which is great, but these blockchains are disconnected and therefore not achieving their full potential. What we need is to connect them together to create a truly revolutionary and seamless user experience. This is what Icon is trying to accomplish, or in their words, hyperconnect the world. And they appear to have the team and the support to actually pull this monster project off, and this project could be a real game changer. Before we get too far in this video, I'm going to go ahead and say that Icon is still one of my favorite picks for 2018. I think it's going to keep growing, and it's still undervalued, even though it has seen a significant growth in market cap lately. So stick around and find out why I'm making this claim and why this may be the optimal time still to get in before it really takes off to the moon. In this video, I'm going to briefly go over some of the fundamentals of this project and then take a quick look at the charts. Hopefully, some of this information in this video will help you make a more informed decision before you decide to pick up some ICX, which is the Icon token. So Icon has been operating in the enterprise blockchain space since 2015, primarily in Korea, and it already has one of the largest enterprise blockchains in the world. You may be wondering why you should care for a platform project coming out of Korea. Well, if you're new to crypto and maybe have missed out on some of the crazy action on Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum Classic that the Korean market has provided for us, I'd recommend looking into where some of the volume for these markets is coming from, and you'll find that it's coming from Korea, and they definitely have a strong interest in this space and in blockchain technologies as a whole. So there's no doubt in my mind that the Korean market is going to be very excited about this one. And Icon means business, and we should all be excited for this one. So that was quite the intro. Let's jump over to the website and see what we can discuss about the technology and roadmap and whatnot. So Icon's webpage can be found at icon.foundation. The website itself is very clean, and it presents very well. And it was also the focal point of my research. There's a link to the white paper here in the top menu bar on the right hand side. I highly recommend everyone takes a read. It's written very clearly and concisely, and as possible for talking about such a massive project. There's many components in this white paper that could have a white paper on its own. I get it. If you don't read it, white papers are not the most exciting things to read, but you can take comfort in that I have read it and I'm presenting my findings here for you guys, so you don't have to. So let's discuss the network itself. Icon the Icon network is a fully decentralized, fully compatible, and operable platform that makes it usable, scalable, and allows anyone to join the Icon network by creating its own dApp with its own governance system. So let's unpack that a little bit. What they're trying to do is to create a network of different or dissimilar blockchains that can scale and interact seamlessly without any intermediaries. So the white paper goes into a ton of detail about the design and of the network itself and the components. But primarily what we need to do to understand the fundamentals of the network are essentially understand these two components, which are the community nodes and the republic. The community nodes, as shown in this graphic here, they may be schools or banks or insurance companies or different institutions that use their own blockchain. Or it could be the Bitcoin blockchain or the Ethereum blockchain on their own. And then the Republic can be thought of as they show this this network diagram here in the middle that I'm kind of hovering over. Um, you can visualize this as like a common fabric between the blockchains, which connects these independent communities in real time through decentralized exchange, acting as a communication channel between these communities. And Icon's been busy. I think they've, from what I've heard, is that they've onboarded approximately 25 different banks onto their network. So that's pretty amazing. You may be wondering how all these independent blockchains may work together and reach consensus or governance, or how we can have, how can we secure all these blockchains? Well, this is kind of one of the key features that separates it from existing, what they call second generation blockchains. So let's talk about some of the differentiators and key features of this Icon network. As we scroll down the webpage here, we'll come back to the use cases in a minute after we talk about some of the features. Here they've got usability, scalability, and decentralization. So one of their key features is the interchain. Essentially, this is where they have like a bridging type of platform similar to ARCs, where you'd have different networks being able to connect to each other. Another feature is their unique governance system, which is a loop fault tolerance system. It increases consensus rates and resolution, and inherently it's designed to eliminate forks, which is pretty amazing. This, I'd like to say that these, I'm just kind of covering these in brief. Each one of these topics or features could have its white paper on its own. That's how complicated this network. It's a massive project, and it's going to take a ton of resources to get this done. But amazing if we can get all, if this is what the next generation of blockchains and networks looks like. Moving on to another really interesting and key feature, and one that I find really interesting, is artificial intelligence. They want to build this into their system because what they want to do is they want this feature to ensure that nodes participating in the network are behaving in a manner that is fairly, allowing for fair and true decentralization. I think this is a brilliant use of artificial intelligence in blockchain space. So another feature is where the similarities to Ethereum and Neo may come from, is that they will allow for decentralized applications, of course, to be built onto their network, and inevitably I believe we'll see some ICOs coming off of this platform. And decentralized exchange. So this one's kind of a hot topic in the crypto space, and for good reason. So in order for their network to work properly, they're going to need to have a system where they reduce any intermediaries that are required between the dissimilar blockchains. So this is something that they have designed for, so that's really exciting. Also, there's a rumor that the highly anticipated Kyber network will be operating off the Icon network. So I don't know, that might be interesting. So let's jump back into, before we jump into the comparison of blockchains, let's jump into the use cases. So we see that they're presenting here blockchain ID and payment exchange. These are blockchain ID is a concept that we see multiple times in this space, and seems like it's an obvious application for this project. They also flag the payments and exchanges as a potential use case, and this is also another hot topic in crypto, and I think it's a space that's going to see a lot of interesting growth in the next year. So moving forward, as we scroll down the webpage, we'll see that we come across this really interesting table that they have here. A few comments about this table. it's a nice table. It presents really well, and it serves as a good reference. Uh, and it's obvious what they're trying to highlight here is that they've got their own blockchain, which is a loop chain. It's got its own consensus algorithm, which is different than proof of work or proof of stake within the EOS or Ethereum blockchains. And then, of course, AI support is look at all this stuff that they have that the other blockchains don't have. Great sales tool, really interesting, good reference, but maybe a little premature. I know that Ethereum and EOS are still developing their platforms, so as is Icon. So these are dynamic systems, so I wouldn't count them out yet. But as we scroll down, let's talk about the roadmap and what they got coming out for us in the next little bit. So this is a giant undertaking. It's a massive project, so I definitely expect that there could potentially be delays in the engineering of this type of system. And it looks like they've had their first one, which is the mainnet launch was planned for release Q4 2017, but it's been pushed back to 2018, which will, as investors, drive up the price. So that should be coming out in Q1 2018, and it looks like they've got some really interesting stuff all the way laid out to late 2018 on both sides, particularly on the business roadmap, which is an expansion of the Ucoin system, which they talk about in their white paper, to 10 universities. And so let's not forget that they haven't advertised that there's well, maybe they have. The Kyber network, decentralized exchange. So let's, as investors in this project, it's really important that we take a look at the token supply, the token allocation, and market cap. So there is a total token supply of 800,460,000 ICX tokens. And 377,545,005 ICX tokens are in supply or circulating currently. 50% of that 800 million, as you can see right here, were sold at the ICO stage. Of the 50% remaining, this graphic lays out the distribution with 16% set aside for reserve, 10% set aside for the team, and 10% for strategic partners, and 14% for the foundation. Currently, ICX or Icon's market cap is sitting at about $3.7 billion, and its competitors of NEO are at $6.7 billion, and QTUM near $6.2 billion. So I still think that there is room for growth and within the market cap itself, and the project looks amazing to me. So key dates. Okay, we'll scroll through that. Let's scroll past that and talk about the team. One of the reasons I'm really excited about this project is that not only have they been in this space for a few years, they've got basically a star-studded team with dedicated departments for AI and blockchain. It's not just one independent researcher or marketing team. They've got full departments for this stuff, and they have connections throughout Korea and government support and university projects on the go. I'm not going to go through everyone's bio here, but I definitely encourage you to take a read through, and I'm sure you'll be convinced that this is quite the capable team of pulling this project off. And we have to realize that this is a multi-year project. They've only laid out their roadmap here for a few quarters, but it's definitely going to take a few years to see the full potential of this project. At this point, I think I want to jump over and see if we can get some ICX at a good price here. So we look at the chart. So I'm looking at the 6-hour chart here on Binance. This is primarily where it's being traded, and as you can see, I've got a yellow support bar there, and it looks like it's looking really bullish. It broke right through that with good volume. Looks like it could see a little bit of a drop here, come back to support, and might offer for a good entry. Momentum is kind of turning down because it's been running hard. It's running out of steam, but this just means that we can add to our ICX bag here. Higher time frame MACD is turning up. Everything's looking great for this project. They still got their mainnet launch, maybe Kyber network. It might be another catalyst to really take this thing to the moon. It's top 15 market cap, but top 10 is not far away. Yeah, we had a nice consolidation here, which led to the big pop here. So I definitely am going to be adding to my ICX on the next little drop here. We are a little bit extended off this 6-hour 10 EMA line, and that's where I would like to get in. If you missed out on this breakout, I wouldn't chase it. I would wait for it to come back to you. So that's the chart, and we've talked about the fundamentals. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button below and that little logo below, the bell logo, to get notifications on any new content. And please leave comments below and let me know what your favorite projects are going into the new year, and if you have any projects or topics that you would like for me to cover. And if you like the fundamentals of this project and follow them, but get a little lost when looking at the chart, or maybe not understand some of the terms I may be talking about, or would like to get a little bit of insight or training on technical analysis, there's no need to worry. There's a link to an intro technical analysis course put on by none other than Node from nodeinvestor.com. I've yet to find a better introduction course into the wonderful world of technical analysis. It's a video-based course where it takes you through all the key and core concepts and ideas, and will get you up and running if you want to get into a little bit of trading. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Thank you.